Wanna go through some more reworked areas outside of Calpheon Elvia? Remember when Polyforest was supposed to be a bad grinding spot and you would come here just for skill points? Yeah, well, not anymore. The recent patch, a couple of weeks ago, they increased the Spectre's energy drop rate for this place, for Polyforest, supposedly, and they reworked the trash loot as well. Here it only says that the price was increased, but you also get more trash in general compared to like 2 months ago or a month ago. So overall, mostly just the trash was increased, nothing else should be different, but here I am spending my 5 hours. Why, you might ask? Because I need water fragments to finish my Krogdalo horse gear set. So yeah, let's review the area, let's talk about it. And people said my gear never changes. Yeah, I don't think for an area like this it matters that much because it's one-shottable, but Valk Awakening class used with a gear on screen, just too much. No, you don't need that much, you just need season gear. And full tier 4 pets, which means when tier 5s come out, you will get even more loot. In terms of how my 5 hours here went, you know how Polyforest works, it's such an easy area. The only things I want to point out is you do get quite a few poachers or afuarus every hour, like at least 2 or 3 from what I noticed. And yeah, the mob density, as you know, it's really high, so I'm curious how this area will do with tier 5 pets, because I am leaving behind a lot of trash. My main intention was just grind for experience. I popped experience scrolls and skill points for Valk, so I didn't care to slow down. I suppose it's worth noting that at the end of 1 hour, this is how your inventory is gonna look like. Inventory management, just like Manshaum's, kind of questionable. And other than that, let's take a look at results. This is a bank with items, stuffs, you know the procedure at this point, with some items, Lemurias, and you know, the Spirit Stones and the Voodoo Dolls in the marketplace because they don't wanna overstack. And that brings us to this spreadsheet and the updated conclusion for what area is this? Polyforest, yes. Yellow loot scroll about 450-ish million silver, but this should be 440. The script here seems to be taking the wrong life spirit stones. These are 800 million silver, like that, and I guess it didn't change much. Wow. Amazing. Anyway, it should be slightly lower than that. Trash per hour, it hovered around 28,000. Honestly, not much fluctuation because at this point this is just limited by the pets. This is legit the cap of what my pets can loot from the ground. Caphras seems to be around 20-ish per hour, just pure Caphras, and dust somewhere around 60 to 70. In total, I'm assuming you can make like 40 Caphras per hour. Untaxed items, taxed items, nothing really special to point out. Estimation on blue loot scroll, blue plus Agris, which is impossible because you burn too many points. Estimation with slightly slower speed, if it's even possible. Again, you're mostly limited by the pets, not by your actual clearing speed. If you actually grind the area with anything above 0 AP, you know. And Agris efficiency wise, it burns around 120,000 points per hour, so not quite good. Trash per hour about 43,000. I used the estimation from my Valk clearing speed. My Corsair, which is what I tested Agris on, got slightly lower results. It's lower trash, slightly lower points, slightly, but the efficiency stays about the same, around 30,000, which means this area is somewhere around Serendia Elvia. Conclusion for Agris, I guess you could use them here if you're legit a new player and don't have many other options, but it's not good, it's not bad, it's just whatever, in my opinion. The loot scroll efficiency here is 33%, exactly, and maybe I should remember to point out that for this Season 5 series I'm using a 50% drop rate event, besides the yellow loot scroll and the Karma Blessing. I always forget to say this, but anyway, the loot scroll, 33% efficiency. If I plug in the numbers to today's results, you know, yellow loot scroll in the calculator, converted into blue, 33% scaling, and it says 90% efficiency, meaning you literally, if you have too many scrolls, you should use the yellow loot scroll here because you don't really lose any efficiency. You just simply make too much money from trash. That's why yellow loot scroll actually works here. Moving on into Garmoth, same conclusion. Wow, big surprise. 440-ish, what I said earlier, should be the result, with same trash per hour, but now you can see the distribution. Trash for every hour, money made for every hour, and no manus clothes at all. I was told these can actually drop here, and it's not that rare of an item to drop, so maybe I should go and edit one of these hours and just put here 1, so I can see if it changes anything. 10 million silver, so I guess it doesn't change much. If I drop 3 of them in 5 hours, barely changes anything, so I guess I take it back. It doesn't matter much, they're not that expensive. And yeah, stats, averages, if you wanna know this type of information. And the last stop for today, experience and skill points. Did those get any better? Did those get buffed as well? The answer is no. Nothing, literally nothing changed in that aspect, other than me grinding slightly slower the area this time around for whatever reason. Experience wise, not really recommendable, unless you are again literally a new player and don't have options or gear at all. It's just not good experience to burn scrolls here. Skill points on the other hand, it's, I wouldn't say the absolute best, but it's at the very least top 3. Polyforest is either best experience, second best if Sulfur Mines is better, it remains to be retested, or third best if Gyfins is better if you have insane gear to grind that one very fast. Essentially from here just remember this 89 number and 28,000 trash per hour for speed. And if we take a look at the old results, again the previous big experience project for comparison from literally like 2 months ago, so not even that long ago. Trash per hour, half. Also yellow loot scroll, but half. So they did double the drop rate for trash here, not just a price increase. And experience and skill points, again, I was grinding slightly faster back then, so slower today. That's why I said it's either the best, the second best, or the third best skill points area in the game, depending on how fast you grind this, Sulfur, or Gyfins. Or who knows, they buffed the skill points for other areas in the game that I'm yet to visit, so maybe one of those is more broken. But conclusion for today, the difference here is Polyforest is now recommendable. Remember when they buffed Valencia for the first time and Sulfur Mines became broken because it had really good skill points, decent experience, and actually good money per hour for that time, like 350 million? Well, that's Polyforest now. They updated the area, it's now the new Sulfur Mines. It has good money per hour for the gear required and the same broken skill points and decent experience. And I will leave it at that. Hopefully I don't have any reason to come back here again in the near future. I will see you next time with either Ronaros or more of the Calpheon Elvia regions. Take care, have a good evening, thanks for watching, likes, metrics, comments, engagements, memberships, all the good stuff, much appreciated, and bye bye.